mountain gorilla is the largest primate on the planet, but it might not be for much longer. According to the African Wildlife Foundation, there are currently less than 1,000 mountain gorillas in the wild today. In order to stop the extinction of these beautiful creatures, we must first understand the underlying causes of their endangerment. While there are many, I want to focus on three main issues: gorilla reproduction, poaching, and habitat loss. I will conclude with some solutions to these issues. With reproduction, there are two main obstacles: maturation and gestation. According to the research from the World Wildlife Foundation, gorillas don't reach sexual maturity until about the age of 6 for females and the age of 15 for males. And females typically aren't fertile until 2 years after, which makes their first birth not until about the gorilla is 10 years old, which poses the obvious problem of longevity. And then with gestation, the typical gestational term for a mountain gorilla is about that of a human, about 8.5 months. And then after that, the mothers nurse their young for several years, with a birth interval of about 4. And according to the World Wildlife Foundation, there's a high infant mortality rate of about 40%. And this is due to new males taking over and killing the babies of their opponent, diseases, lack of food, nature, etc. Poaching, the illegal hunting and killing of animals, happens for several reasons. The two major ones for mountain gorillas are bushmeat and souvenirs. With bushmeat, it's rather popular among the tribes in that area to eat the animals that are near them, and gorillas happen to be one of those. Bushmeat can also be exciting for wealthy tourists, which leads to the extinction of gorillas. On top of that, according to the Endangered Species International, gorillas are captured for pets, zoos, and souvenirs. Baby gorillas are captured and taken from their mothers to be sold to zoos, sold as pets, and the older gorillas are then poached for their hands, which are commonly made into ashtrays, and sometimes are used for medicinal purposes. Habitat loss is one of the biggest issues, and the main component of habitat loss for the mountain gorilla is agriculture. The people of the area use a lot of the ground for farming and grazing, so they're wiping out a lot of the bamboo that the mountain gorillas eat, leading to food loss, which stems into the other major issue of human interaction. When the human population spreads into gorilla habitat, there's destruction of food, there's diseases. With the outbreak of Ebola that happened several years ago, a very large number of gorillas died because of the relationship with the DNA that we share. So human diseases are very easily transferred to gorillas, which also causes endangerment. The biggest implication of the extinction of the mountain gorilla is the extinction of the species. And who knows what losing an entire species will do to the ecosystem of the Virungas in Rwanda and the Congo. This graph from virunga.org, which is the website for the Virunga National Park where mountain gorillas live, as of 2010, and it's right here, this red dot here. As of 2010, the population estimation was about 0.88 out of 1,000. And as you can see, this red bar means that they are critically endangered. The possible solutions. You might be thinking, what can a farm kid from Iowa do? We can do a couple of things, and rather cheaply. Short of ecotourism, we can donate to funds. There's some great funds. The World Wildlife Foundation is a big one. The Diane Fossey Foundation, she was a proponent for gorilla conservation, and has a foundation for research and anti-poaching patrols in the Virungas, as well as Endangered Species International. And all three of those, along with many others, help establish anti-poaching patrols. You can avoid eating bushmeat and buying gorilla ashtrays. And you can also use FSC certified sustainable wood that is certified to not destroy the gorilla's habitat. So in conclusion, understanding the main causes of species endangerment will help us to stop the extinction of important and wonderful animals such as the mountain gorilla. Causes such as reproduction, poaching, and habitat loss are all factors. We can help by picking a foundation and adopting a gorilla. Because by 2030, there will only be 10% of the gorilla habitat left. Thank you.